Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Thursday, May 1st. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Normally, I try to do a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but yesterday I was horribly sick. I feel much better today, so let's get into the show. Today on the show, you are going to hear updates from the head of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, on the new AI app that they launched, and you'll hear my opinion on why we really do not need that. Additionally, the YouTube Creator Insider team shares some updates on what they're doing, including stylized captions for shorts on iOS and Android, something I really am looking forward to seeing because I think TikTok's captions are the best in terms of industry standard right now, and I expect YouTube to try to compete with that. Additionally, we'll talk about a new group of TikTokers who are launching shows on Peacock, all of that and more on today's episode. But first, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Have you ever used the AI features inside Instagram, Facebook, or WhatsApp? I have experimented with them, and frankly, I do not find them to be great experiences. I think there's potential there, but what you can do with ChatGPT and Gemini, in my opinion, is a lot better. However, Meta has rolled their AI into a separate app that you can now talk to in a voice-activated fashion. Here's the head of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, explaining.
All right, hey everyone, we built a new thing for you. There's almost 1 billion people who are using Meta AI across our apps now, so we made a new standalone Meta AI app for you to check out. Meta AI is designed to be your personal AI. That means, first, it's designed around voice conversations. You open up the app and you can talk to it about whatever you want, from the news to an issue you're dealing with to just anything that you want to learn about. It's also designed to be personalized. We're starting that off really basic with just a little bit of context about your interests, but over time you're going to be able to let Meta AI know a whole lot about you and the people you care about from across our apps if you want. We also designed this social feed, so you can discover all kinds of different ways that people are creating stuff with Meta AI. It's really quite fun to check out. And also, you're going to be able to use the app to manage your Meta glasses and other kinds of AI devices that we're going to be building in the future. So anyway, this is the beginning of what is going to be a long journey to build this out. But go check it out. Let us know what you think.
Okay, let's just talk about this for a quick second. Although these AI tools are very powerful, I think there's a lot of value in keeping some of this information walled off from other platforms. I'll give you an example. You may use Meta's apps, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, for communicating with people and so forth, and they're using that information to advertise to you. But you might put a separation there because you have your email through Google, and you do not want Facebook and Meta properties to have access to your email. You want to keep some information private and separate. I think in terms of how much Meta knows about you as a person and how much they're leveraging that for advertising, giving them more information through AI might not be the best move. That's just how I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's change gears a little bit and talk about Peacock. If you are not familiar with Peacock, it is the online streaming version of NBC, and they, a few years back, hired some TikTokers to create content for the streaming platform Peacock. HollywoodReporter.com has an article that Peacock is going to be debuting 4 new original series later this month, and all of these shows will be developed by the people that they hired to create TikTok content for them. They're going to be creating scripting shows, and NBC Universal is hoping that this program will develop new talent that can go on to further develop programming for the company. But also they want to capitalize on the audience that these creators have built for NBC Universal and Peacock on Instagram and TikTok. I think this is an absolutely awesome concept. There's a quote in this Hollywood Reporter article from NBC Universal's Advertising and Partnerships Chief Marketing Officer, Josh Feldman, who said, quote, "Each series put the creator's distinctive voice on display, and it's taking the storytelling that they've been publishing for years and sort of amplified it for long-form premium video. They really developed and executed their series from concept to screen, but they're also starring in them, which is great, right? So they wrote them, they produced them, they star in them as well," end quote. I think this is so fascinating because it's like making an incubator, taking creators who already know how to make content for the platform, teaching them how those stories apply to content that you would create for a streaming network, but on the platforms that they're familiar with, and then saying, okay, now that you understand all of these important concepts, let's have you create a show directly for the streaming platform. I love this. I think this is way more fascinating than something like going to college or even some of the routes that the famous people who I look up to have taken where they do improv and stand-up comedy and so forth. I think this is absolutely the way to do it in 2025. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear an update from the YouTube team. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's get into the YouTube news. And here is the latest from the Creator Insider team at YouTube. And the most important part to listen for in this clip are the stylized captions. I'm very excited about these.
What's up, Insiders? I'm Lauren, a program manager working on our product team here at YouTube and the producer of Creator Insider. We have a short news flash for you today, so let's get into it. Starting with some improvements to Main App. We'll begin showing the status of uploads while they're pending on the channel page, and creators will see an uploading arrow and percentage upload. Filter chips are located atop the channel page, allowing creators to change what videos are visible on their page and not what viewers can see. This launch will only apply to YouTube Main App Mobile and tablets. Next, we're improving functionality on the Playlist tab on Studio Desktop. Up until now, creators could only filter for title. Now, creators will be able to search their playlist by description, visibility, and title on desktop. Moving on, we're bringing the ability to add and edit stylized captions to your shorts on Android and iOS. Captions in the Shorts editor will allow your videos to be more engaging and accessible to viewers, especially if they're watching shorts on mute. Creators can edit the captions, reorganize, and customize the font and color.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there for a quick second. I mentioned at the beginning of the show how I think TikTok's captions really set the standard because they have active word highlighting in the captions and they auto-generate. The way it works with the active word highlighting comes across really well. I think it looks very professional. I personally like to add the captions in TikTok, then download the video and post it to other platforms from there. Of course, you could use an app like repurpose.io to automatically share them from TikTok, of course. But I think, like I said, TikTok really sets the standard for that. I'm very interested to see how the captions are going to be from YouTube and if they look better, if they function better for that active word highlighting. Really excited to see what the YouTube team is going to be releasing here. Okay, here's the rest of the clip from the Creator Insider team.
Lastly, we recently announced new mid-roll ad features to help creators optimize ad opportunities and prepare for some upcoming changes to our ad system in May. If you missed these updates, we'll leave more information in the description. As part of this announcement, we introduced a new feedback feature in YouTube Studio, which shows which manual mid-roll ad slots are unlikely to serve ads. With this feedback, you'll have more information available to adjust mid-roll ad slots to places that have a higher likelihood of serving an ad. We also gave creators the ability to combine manual and automatic mid-roll ad slots on a single video. This gives our systems more choices to select the most appropriate ad slot, which increases ad opportunities on your videos. Starting in May, we'll be further tuning our ad serving models to shift more mid-roll ads to natural breakpoints to increase creator earnings potential and viewership. To help creators prepare for this improvement, we'll add automatic ad slots to existing videos that have manual mid-roll ad slots to increase mid-roll ad opportunities. You can opt out of this feature in the Earn tab in YouTube Studio before May 12th, 2025 if you want to individually adjust your manual mid-roll ad slots or prefer not to have automatic ad slots added to your existing videos. To make sure you best optimize for the improvements coming in May, double-check your highest performing videos and adjust mid-rolls as needed so they're more likely to serve. We'll leave more information below. And that's it for this week. From the creators of YouTube to YouTube creators, we'll see you next week.
Okay, that's it for the news portion of the show. If you want to hear me do Wednesday Waffle, which is where I talk about a completely different topic, stick around after the music. And as always, thank you so much for listening.
Instagram news got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave without a break or a pit stop. Still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and you gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's a type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, thanks for listening to me do the Wednesday Waffle, even though it's not Wednesday. Today I want to talk about CapCut. I've been using CapCut to make videos on my desktop for a while now. I like the experience. I like how quick it is, and some of the things that you can do on CapCut are very simple compared to some of the other video editing apps. It's really designed for creators. However, I've noticed that over time, they've been putting more and more basic elementary features behind the paywall so that you have to pay monthly or yearly in order to use it. I realized that my app had been updated to the latest version, 6.5 point whatever. So I uninstalled it and I realized that I had an older version of it saved on my computer. So I installed that version. I worked with it, edited my video, whatever. But then the next day, the app was updated again to the latest version. I removed the latest version, installed the old version that I had again. And this time I went through and I made sure auto update was turned off. Well, guess what? The app auto updated anyway. So I Googled this because I wanted to understand why an app would update when I did not give it permission to. And apparently that is just what CapCut does so that you will be forced to pay. However, I found a YouTube video where the person explained that if you create a little file called update.exe, you just make it out of a text file. It doesn't have to have any text in it. But if you make that, CapCut will download the latest version of the app, but will be unable to install the latest version of the app. And you can keep using the older version with all the features. I know what you're thinking. This is a lot of steps. Why don't you just pay for the app? Well, ByteDance as a company is getting so much money from me through TikTok because of advertising to me that they do not need any more. I am creating content for their platform for free. They will not be charging me to create content for their platform. That's just where I have to draw the line. The line has to be drawn somewhere. That's how I feel. You can agree or disagree. That's totally fine. However, I will link to the video on how to do this in the show notes. So if you want to check it out, you want to keep your CapCut on an earlier version so you can keep using it for free, by all means do that. The link is in the show notes. As always, thank you for listening.